If you're watching this video, I'm not breaking any news by telling you that Michigan beat Ohio State on Sunday. It was arguably the best college basketball game of the entire season. And if you're a box score skimmer, shout out to 75% of the people voting in the AP poll, you're probably not going to be blown away by Chaundee Brown's stat line. Yes, he scored 15 points, but he wasn't one of Michigan's 2 leading scorers. He also wasn't one of Michigan's 3 leading rebounders. He didn't make a dent in assists, steals, and blocks, and he wasn't among Michigan's 5 leaders in playing time on Sunday. But what he lacked in volume stats, he made up for in efficiency and timely contributions, and then some. Michigan probably wouldn't have won Sunday's game if it wasn't for Brown, and I'm here to show you why. Here's a look at his contributions both on the offensive and defensive ends of the court. Here's Brown's first possession of the game after checking in at the 14-19 mark. He starts off at the top of the screen. His initial goal is just to create space. First for Hunter Dickinson when it comes down low, but then to create space for himself and become a target here. He gets the ball, he's ready to shoot, and he drains the 3. Great way to start the game. Only a few short minutes later, Chaundee Brown strikes again. Here he is inbounding the ball. After throwing it in, he goes to create some screens to try and open up a look for Austin Davis, but after that, his focus once again goes to creating space. Knowing that Franz Wagner wasn't exactly looking to shoot often, Chaundee Brown is ready to get the pass, get another shot off, and there we go. Another quick 3. Brown's 2 for 2 on 3-point attempts. Everything happens in 3s, right? So let's keep an eye on Chaundee Brown up in the corner, his favorite spot on the court. It should be no surprise he's not even stepping inside the 3-point arc here. He's ready to shoot, receives an excellent pass from Hunter Dickinson, and boom. Chaundee Brown, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, just gave Michigan its first, and very much not last, lead of this game. Brown's contributions on offense might have slowed down a bit after that 3-point barrage in the first half, but he certainly made his presence known in other aspects of the game. More on that in a bit, though, because this is still the offensive section. So let's fast forward to the second half. Here's a set play designed for Brown, who starts off as a screener, but then rolls, catches a pass, makes a nice head fake, and turns it into 2 easy points. Once again, this was at a time where Michigan desperately needed points. It was a 4-point deficit, the largest of the second half, and Brown's shot gets them right back in it. As you can see, immediately after draining a big jumper, Chaundee Brown's first instinct is to make C.J. Walker's life a living hell and to get all up in his business. This is a common theme we'll see and when we look deeper at Brown's defense. But right here, this is an example of Brown's defense turning into offense. Here he gets in Walker's face again, which leads to a turnover. He dishes it, trails, puts it back for 2 easy points to tie the game. This last offensive contribution from Brown came at a very crucial, and dare I say very nice, point of this game. And I don't think it's controversial to call this the most important sequence of events in this game. This sequence shows everything Brown has to offer. There's still the great spacing and readiness to shoot that I lauded earlier in these clips, even if the shot early in this possession doesn't fall. There's also excellent awareness, great positioning, and the hard-to-teach intangible of just going balls to the walls and out-efforting someone. That effort leads to multiple key offensive rebounds in this sequence and an eventual putback. Brown's third 3-pointer of the first half gave Michigan its first lead of the game. This final putback resulted in the final lead change of the game. That's because Michigan never gave up its lead after this Brown putback gave Michigan a 2-point lead. Now let's move over to defense and play a little game I like to call How Many Different Buckeyes Can Chaundee Brown Make Miss a Shot? Here he is guarding Dwayne Washington, hand in the face, missed shot. Now let's go over to Justin Ahrens. He's going to shadow him all over the court, close in on him, shot up, hand in the face, and we have an air ball. Justice Suing decides to give it a shot. Sorry, bud. Same result. And here's E.J. Little, making it 4 different players, 4 different shots from 4 different parts of the court, all the same result. If we overlook the final minute of the game, where things get a little dicey and game theory dictates letting people take shots you otherwise might not have, Brown allowed 7 shot attempts by Buckeyes he was guarding on Sunday. They went 1 for 7 on those attempts, with the Washington runner being the only shot that fell. And these are just looks at shot attempts. As you can see in the background clips, Brown's best contributions on defense usually come in ways that rarely show up in the box score. His constant pressure and in-your-face defense leads to ball denials, disrupted flow for opposing offenses, and frustrated opponents. That happened time and time again on Sunday. The Michigan Wolverines are one of the best basketball teams in the country this year. That was probably true before Sunday, but it was absolutely solidified with its big win in Columbus. And it's because of the big three that this team gets its attention. Hunter Dickinson is a lock to be Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Franz Wagner has a great chance to be a first-round pick in next year's NBA draft, and Isaiah Livers is exactly what you want in a senior leader. He makes contributions on every side of the court and is a great leader to boot. But because those three are so special, it often means other elements that make this team so great as well often get overlooked. And that starts with Chaundee Brown. Yes, Brown could still very well be the Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year, but the fact that Michigan can have someone that was the best player on an ACC team last year come off the bench is an incredible luxury and something that makes it so unique. This offseason, Michigan got really lucky when it came to grad transfers. It added Mike Smith and Chaundee Brown, two people that have been absolute fixtures on this year's team. They've both exceeded everyone's expectations, both with production and fit with this program. And Mike Smith probably gets a little more press, too, because he's a starter and he leads the Big Ten in assists. But what Chaundee Brown brings to this team in terms of a unique element off the bench, leadership, positional versatility, and just full-on effort every single play is immeasurable. And Michigan would not be a national title contender without him on the roster.